just sitting and letting my creative juices flow, and all of a sudden I had an idea to actually start a board game. Yeah, basically I sat with Illustrator and we had some back and forth about the idea, and also I gave some images of how I wanted it to look, like the plants and the coloring and the embodiment of what I really wanted to push forward. And this what it came up with together as in the combined juices of my ideas and her input, of course, of my input and her drawing skills. In essence, if you see my own drawings, I don't have them here right now, but they are quite similar, but very much more detailed and I don't know how to put it, but more elaborate than I would have created it than myself. I would have gone very practical and very simplistic.
We are.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching Unidentified Podcast. This is another episode. On this opportunity, we are going to be talking about art in different ways and different kinds of art, different inspiration sources. Nguyen is going to be starting. But I just wanted to say, like, I consider all three of us to be artistic, regardless of what kind of art we display. For example, my kind of art isn't what I'm gonna be showing today is inspired by me telling my kids stories at nighttime. Ed seems like he's always been artistic. He will be telling us a little bit more about this later on. And Nguyen, I find he's artistic in multiple ways. I know he writes like poems and kind of songs and stuff like that every now and then. So therefore, Nguyen will be the first one to show us what he got for today. I'm excited, man.
Yes. Thank you for the introduction, man. Yeah, welcome to today's topic, and I'm gonna share actually not my artwork. I have to emphasize that because I had a graphic artist create the artwork that we're gonna watch in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give a slight introduction, and that's basically the artwork came to me, or the artwork didn't come to me. The idea came to me as in I was just sitting and letting my creative juices flow, and all of a sudden I had an idea to actually start a board game. And I was like, yeah, what kind of board game that I would like to play myself? And from there on, ideas started flowing, rules started coming, and the basic concept of what the game was is basically I had an idea to put a mixture. It started with actually the business side. Many people want to acquire some knowledge about business, how to do business, how to make sure that you are financially fit or financially stable, or not even fit, but elevate yourself financially. And yeah, I thought about doing such a game. Then I just expanded that idea a little bit more, and I came up with 6 different concepts, of which you will see the illustrations in a second. And the different concepts are, or aspects actually, are social, financial, uh, emotional, spiritual. I think I will forget two, but
Are these all part of one of the games?
yeah, it's one game, 6 different aspects. Basically, a board which you will have. Oh yeah, a board game. Over here it's quite big, but I have a box and everything. It's just a prototype though. I have made cards as well and tokens, but the board game goes like this. This isn't even the right one. Something like this then. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
That's how you
Okay.
actually walk on the board with different steps, and each of the loops are actually aspects of which you can, yeah, one of the aspects I just mentioned.
Is this a
And
game that you can actually stay behind if you don't have the right answers or something like that?
yeah, I have created cards which you have to draw, or draw, not draw, like draw as in pull
Yeah.
from the stack. And each of these cards are actually quite, can be very intimate questions about your way of thinking, or uh, questions related to how you personally handle a situation. And based on those answers, depending on the group you're in, people will get to know you in a different level on each of these aspects. That's why I just basically made the game to actually have people gather and get to know each other a little bit deeper, or a little bit intimate, in terms of, uh, if I go to a social event or if I play a board game, I don't often see back of their tongue, or the what's on their mind. With a game like this, you can actually ask them questions, or they will be have to be confronted with questions that are quite, yeah, intrinsic on
And board games for adults, is that a big thing over there where you live?
this. It's quite
Popular?
popular to play games over here, board games
Okay, cool.
company. So yeah, following are the illustrations of the aspects. I'll just share my screen. I think it's already sharing. And yes, this is the first. And see, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
This is basically the
Look
financial
like
aspect.
tarot cards to
What?
me, like look like tarot cards to me, kind of.
Indeed, a little bit.
Okay.
This will be
And is this something you inspired the idea for the design itself, or he came up with these things?
yeah, basically I sat with Illustrator and we had some back and forth about the idea, and also I gave some images of how I wanted it to look, like the plants and the coloring, and the embodiment of what I really wanted to push forward. And this what we came up with together, as in the combined juices of my ideas and her input, of course, of my input and her drawing skills.
Okay, cool.
So this is the financial aspect, and yeah, you can see actually a receipt coming from the mouth, and yeah, it's basically to reflect receipt, and thing with listing, ordering things. And we
Wait,
have,
hold on, Ed. What's up with this image? You like the image? What?
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Very clear visual. All right, cool.
and then I have the emotional aspect, and in it you can see different faces with different emotions, and yeah, also in the same team with as the other one. They all are in a little bit of the same team, because I wanted gonna be displayed on the board, of course, and on the cards. It has to be one whole. Um, we have the spiritual aspect.
Very cool. So, okay. So all of these top images are gonna be for different cards you can pick.
Exactly. Yeah. These are gonna be the different aspects cards, and they will be placed in the one of the loops, actually, which whatever loop is.
Okay, and they will have like from this pile that'll be like spiritual, emotional. I see. I understand the idea behind that. Okay, cool. What is this one?
Mental aspect,
Okay,
or logical, depending on how you want to interpret it.
okay.
It's gonna be with questions in terms of how the way your mind works, or your inner
Why
dialogue.
everything flowery though?
Sorry.
Why everything has like flowers and stuff like that?
I like nature. I like the natural things, and I think that's what you can see, and that's why you see it over here in all the different
Okay. I
zones.
mean, because you could have done like books when it comes to like knowledge or something like that. The emotional, you could do like a theater type of thing, and you choose to do these. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Um, okay, keep going.
This is the. Wait a minute. I have to check the name.
Looks like
Physical.
physical. Okay,
That's, yeah. Terms of touch, and also nurture, in a sense.
okay,
Uh, you have the social aspects, as in interaction with other people's. Uh, yeah, you can very see displayed over here, also with flowers.
and how true are these illustrations to your idea?
Um, I think in the essence, if you see my own drawings, I don't have them here right now, but they are quite similar, but very much more detailed, and I don't know how to put it, but more elaborate than I would have created it them myself. I would have gone very practical and very simplistic,
Okay, cool.
but it to me
Is
it's
that
very.
it?
I think those are it. There were six. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. And what's the point of this? What's the point of the game? What? So, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. For me, I've been going through therapy for the last two years, I think. And in therapy, I found out, of course, ways of coping, ways of dealing with own emotions, and critical voices in your head, and that sometimes just need feedback of others in a group to
Okay.
see how sane or unsane you are. Most of the times, the the, the things we make up in our heads are what we think that we are very common, as in group setting. If you would have said it, or if you would have displayed your true emotions, true feelings, they are not that rare or weird, and people won't label you as weird, but they would get to know you to a deeper level. And I think that's me why I created the game.
I see.
Yeah, to actually expose that, and yeah, lower that boundary that each of us has, actually meet people, and to know another side of them that you don't
That's
usually
really
see.
cool. I think we could actually make an episode on that, man. You explaining a little more about that. I don't want to make
Long.
this one too long because it's three of us in one. But I want to know more about that. But you know me, I talk too much and I have so many questions about everything. So
Yeah,
I don't
but
want to
thank you
do
for
that.
your questions. It was good to actually elaborate on those, and I
Okay.
will dedicate an episode. We will dedicate an episode to this.
And I just want people to know real quick. I do talk a lot, man. I'm curious myself. I'm not just asking questions to ask. If I'm curious about something, I just why not? Let's talk about it. Um, Ed is very quiet. I wish he would like talk a little more, but whatever. He is very particular. Okay, I will tell you, we'll save Ed's art for the end, but Ed's art is actually amazing. I'm looking forward to see what he has done because we have talked about this. We bounced around ideas. Not saying that I helped him come up with anything, but we talked about what ideas he had in mind and stuff. Um, and you know what? Like I want to say real quick, thank you to Ed and also you, Nagayan, but mostly Ed when it comes to this, because Ed actually has been pushing me to get going with me doing stuff, drawing and stuff. I have all these ideas, but sometimes I just need a little push to make the time for it. So thank you, Ed. I guess I'm next.
Well,
Okay.
you're
Hold up,
next.
hold up, hold up, hold up.